Hello and welcome to Soul Symbols. My name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Today we are doing a very quick and kind of spontaneous walkthrough. It has come to my attention that here on my channel, lately I've been posting collections, like deck collections. What happened was I received an email, a message just asking if I would share the decks that I use in my reads. And so what I did is I've been posting collections of the different decks, and I've been categorizing them. And a little while ago, I did a collection review of all of my Lenormand based decks, and I realized, looking at it, I had only gone through 4 of the decks, and I have 5 of them. And actually, this is probably one of the best Lenormand decks that I have. Lenormand based. So I decided to go ahead and make up for my oversight by doing a quick walkthrough for the deck. So quick disclaimer, everything you see here, I go over the decks because these are the tools that I use. All of the images that you see are someone's intellectual property. And my goal in showing it is to show you the product, get you familiar with the author, and if it's something that you like and that is a good fit for you, that helps show you something that you can use for your card readings. So that said, we'll go ahead and get started. Now, the In2it Oracle is a Lenormand based deck. And what it is Lenormand, just like I said in the other video, Lenormand is a set of 36 cards. And what it is it's a set of 36 cards, and it's based on a card, it's based on a fortune-telling kind of divination that started by Madame Lenormand in France in the 1700s. So it's really evolved a whole lot, and again, you can kind of take this video as an addendum to the other video that I did with my other Lenormand decks. There's more information over there, so please feel free to check it out, and I'll post the link for that other video in the description box. But I saw this deck. I actually heard about this deck from another reader here on YouTube. She actually did a kind of a promotion for it. Again, just like all readers, the reader that I had heard that did the promo for this deck, she was not paid for it. She was not given the cards at any discount or anything like that. She just liked the cards and she wanted to, share, and that's what I'm doing here as well. But the In2it Oracle, what it is it's what we call a Kickstarter project. And Kickstarter is, if you're not familiar, Kickstarter is a separate internet site where artists, and it can be any type of art. It can be books, it can be games, it can be stickers, it can be card decks. The artist goes over to Kickstarter and starts a Kickstarter, what they call a campaign. And it, just like any campaign, what they're doing is they're raising funds to fund their project. So what they do is the artist will show what they've made, what they're creating. They'll set a price for it, and they'll say, okay, if we get this many pledges, right? If enough people pledge, and what it is you become, I forget what they call it. Yes, if you pledged, if you support the project, you give your payment information, like your debit card, and you don't get charged unless the project makes the certain threshold, like almost like a GoFundMe. The artist will say, okay, I need to make this much money. I have to meet this limit in order to actually produce this product. So if they don't meet the limit, then the project doesn't get funded and you do not get charged. But if they do meet the limit, then you get the product. And the cool thing about it is that a lot of times the artists will create other thresholds. Like they'll say, okay, I need to reach $5,000 to actually produce the deck, but if we reach $7,000, then we'll give you a pretty box with this type of closure. Or if we reach $8,000, then you'll get extra cards. They give you extra incentives if they make beyond what they were going for initially to just produce the deck. So it's a really cool place. It's it's definitely something to check out, especially if you love cards. There's so many really beautiful, unique tarot decks, oracle decks over on that site. But the author of this deck and it's called the In2it Oracle, and it's called the In2it Nuance, and the In2it. What it is it's kind of a trio of 3 card sets. The main card set is the Lenormand base card set, and we're about to flip through them now. But what it is that the artist is she's a digital art major. And what she does is she went through and she created the traditional Lenormand deck is 36 cards. But she took the elements of Lenormand and she turned it into a 72 card deck. And then she, just like we said with the thresholds, she added extra cards if you pledged more or if they exceeded the funding for the project. So the first 36 cards, it's a total of 72 cards, and then she has additional add-ons. Again, you know, when you check out Kickstarter, you'll see how you can get the additional sets of cards to add to it. And the card backs look exactly the same. So if you do go for the other set, it's, you know, they all fit the same way in the palm of the hand. But what it is that the card and the artwork is so gorgeous. But she makes Lenormand easy. She makes card reading easy because she puts a beautiful image, and then she puts the number. She puts the if you're reading traditional Lenormand, traditional Lenormand is based on playing cards. So she'll put the number and the suit. So like the rider is the 9 of hearts in regular playing cards. And then at the bottom, it's really gorgeous. And this is what sold me on this deck, is that she puts the name of the card, and then she has all these keywords. So it makes reading Lenormand so easy, and it makes card reading so easy because she gives you an image, she gives you the correlation to a playing card. So if you're learning, you know, you can play with these cards and then later apply it to playing cards, just regular playing cards. And then she has numbers, so you know what number it is. And then all of the keywords are just amazing. The card size is a regular Lenormand playing card size. It fits very nicely in the palm. The card texture is beautiful. It has that really kind of satin. You see the crisscrossing in it, and it has a good laminate on it. Shuffles very, very well, and it has very good bend. It's not too thick, so you see with 72 cards, they shuffle very nicely, either side shuffle or end on end. And I just, you know, it's very rare that I find artwork where I love every image that she uses. And that's such a rare thing for me. That's really a testament to this artist's styles. And you can tell, you know, again, she's a digital art specialist. I think she's a professional, you know, media artist. And so she does, I just think what she does so well, there's a slight border, but what it is it kind of looks, it gives a dimension to it with the way that the edges look like, it almost looks like vellum on top of the image. But the image itself is very sharp. And again, you know, she starts the first 36 cards are the same as a regular Lenormand deck, but then she adds other images. So just like Lenormand, when you see Lenormand, you see things like clover and rider and ship. She added, and I'm going to do a complete flip through, but she adds other elements that are similar that you see in Oracle. To help you get a completely, really well-rounded story. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip through. I actually keep this deck. I bought this little, it's actually just like a little cosmetic bag, but it's amazing. My cards just fit so nicely, like right in this, and it's like a little half moon. I love the fact that there's like a moon on the card, and then this looks like a little half moon. So I keep it right, I keep the cards on its side right in that little bag. And I grab and go quite often. That's actually why I overlooked the deck, is because I had it in a different place where I can get to it easily, and I didn't have it with my other Lenormand cards at the time. But the additional add-on that I got, she actually has two add-ons. The add-on that I got, and you can see in the upper right-hand corner, it says backer bonus. I got the elements and the signs, and I thought this was so cool because this touches my astrology heart, and we'll flip through this when we get to the end. But she has the four elements, fire, earth, water, and air, and we'll flip through them. But then she also has, there's another backer bonus that includes the astrology signs. Like you actually get, Aries through Pisces, and she has more of this beautiful artwork with it. So again, I'm so sad that I'm doing this now. This is totally Mercury retrograde because she did do a reprint of this deck recently, and back on Kickstarter, and it sold out super quick, guys. Super quick. Like, I think it sold out in like 3 days, which was crazy. And it was funny. I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I got to do I have to do this flip through before it's gone. And blink, it was gone. I was like, crap. But what I will do is that I do watch Kickstarter. I'm not trying to buy more decks. I've got enough. But if I'll keep an eye out, if I do see this deck come back up for sale, I will I will do, an alarm, speakerphone. I will announce it on my channel so you have a chance if you are interested in it. But it is a gorgeous deck. It's a very gorgeous deck, and it's so versatile. It's very versatile. But I'm just going to go through and I'm going to show you these cards. So we're going to go ahead and flip down so you can see. And all right, so you saw Rider, and that's the number 1. Let me go ahead and focus. Then you got Clover, happy coincidence, reward, good fortune. This is also rendezvous, so this can be like a happy coincidence. And it's again, you see, anytime you look in the upper left hand corner shows you what deck this is a part of. So you see it's part of the Nuance deck, and then later when we get into the other cards, it's the same size, but you can see that it says backer bonus, so you know which part of the deck, or what part, what add-on it is. And then you've got ship, which is beautiful, going places, movement, enterprise. And again, that correlating the number of it and the correlating card, like if you're looking at playing cards. I think this is a beautiful house. And this is so great. And it even has the King of Hearts. But, roots, comfort, traditions. It could be actually buying a house or just family traditions. The tree is so great. And it's amazing. I struggle when I look at regular Lenormand deck, when I look at my German Lenormand deck. I know that the tree can mean getting grounded, but sometimes when I get this, it reminds me with these keywords, it means health and lineage and, past lives and, fertility. I forget that sometimes. Now, oh wow, guys, this clouds is gorgeous because in Lenormand, and we talk about this, when there's a card that's to the left, that means that things are getting clearer because it's near the sun. But when there's a card this way, because you read it in 3 or 2 card spreads with Lenormand, if there's a card on this side, like this can mean that you're having trouble getting grounded, or there's a blockage to being grounded, like your negative thoughts are preventing you from getting from healing. Excuse me. But I also like it because it says misunderstanding or confusion, or, not having enough information. The snake is really interesting. It actually almost gives me a little bit of the creeps, but I do love the imagery in this because it talks about toxic and silent treatment, but I love it because it does have the duality. Sometimes it can be sexuality or seduction, right? Sometimes, and again, being able to see that at a glance. The coffin, I love how this is that it gets the point across, but it's not too morbid. You do see a little bit of light in this image. So it talks about, breakups, or feeling discouraged, feeling forgotten, having the truth being buried sometimes. Then you've got bouquet. I don't know why I was nearly said banquet. Bouquet. And this is so beautiful because I love this. It says happy, harmony, love, warmth. So a lot of times this card means gift, and it does say a gift, but sometimes it can be art or just feeling happy about being creative, right? The scythe is really great because I love this. I love the fact that she made this guy look more like a farmer. And it is the Jack of Diamonds, which is kind of like the Knight of Pentacles, which is a little contradictory in this sense. But to cut, release, surprise, sudden, unexpected, cut away, and again, where the cards fall, whatever's towards the point of it is what's being cut away. So here you would be cutting out petty disagreements, right? But I like that because this one is not so scary of a scythe. It kind of does really mean more of something unexpected or surprising. And then you've got the whip, which definitely means tense, tension, arguments, undercurrent of discord and things like that. The birds are so pretty. I really love that. I love bluebirds. I just, you think bluebird of happiness and communicate, discuss, nervous, ADHD. That's a great one. Sometimes you're just distracted or a little mentally overstimulated. Text, call, contact. And again, some of these keywords really overlap. Now, here we have child, and this is beautiful. Here she has the child as a girl. Later, you'll see we have another child that's a boy, so she does have a few duplicates. But whenever it's in the first 32 cards, this is the original Lenormand. So, and I love it how she has innocent, brand new, tender. It could be a real child, or it could be a new experience. The fox, if you just watched the weekly energy card reading, we used these cards and the fox came out. I really love the expression on this fox because a lot of times when you see the fox, you think someone is being self-serving or selfish. And yes, it does have that meaning, but in his eyes, I really just kind of see like a self-preservation. So you realize that yes, it can be someone who's being crafty or sly, but sometimes it can just be that you just feel like something's off, or sometimes you have to do things for your own benefit and not the benefit of others. Here we have bear. This is really great, and I love it because I love how she has mama bear, benefit, CEO, boss, affluence, muscular, like bear hug. So I love all those extra little details. The stars are really beautiful. They really do give you hope in this picture, right? It's about hopes and dreams and providence and wishes. The story is really great because I like it. I like the way that she has kind of a clock in the background there. Transformation, change, depart. Again, this is another one of those cards that I kind of scratch my head when I just see the image of it because, and here it's the Queen of Cups too. That's the other thing you got to remember is that a lot of times, sometimes it can be movement or pregnancy, but sometimes it can just be change, like you moving to new places. The dog is so cute. I love this because it talks about a supportive friend, a loyal companion, and just that expression that, that unconditional love. And here we have tower, which is really about, I love the terminology here. We've got erudite, which is like really staying mental, staying above, staying in staying intellectual, hierarchy, government. Sometimes it's one of those things where you have to stand alone in your own opinions for the right reasons, right? Do the right thing for the right reasons. Here we have garden. This is so beautiful, guys. And it's like public venues, society. And again, these keywords just, they make the reading so easy. It can be outdoors or community or your social circle. Mountain is really gorgeous, and I talk about mountain a lot. It definitely means obstacles. It means being cold, indifferent, a barrier, an interruption, a blockage. The road is really gorgeous too here, guys. So you've got journey and you've got the fork in the road. I love the way that she kind of just makes it look like here you see birds flying south for the winter, but again, she has layers of nuance. Like you see different layers of texture in the card, but I love the way that she gives you all these keywords like make a decision or multiple choice or journey or crossroads. And here we have mice. And again, it's so great. I love the way she didn't make the mice look so scary, but, it is about fatigue and it's about deterioration. It's about those little things that kind of nag and start to take away from your peace of mind. This is really beautiful because this is the traditional heart, and I love the way that she made it a lantern. But it talks about contentment, affection, fulfillment, kindness. Sometimes it can be just that universal love. And then here she has ring, and I love this because it talks about agreements or pacts or contracts. So sometimes when you see the ring, it can be an obligation, right? It can just be an alliance or a commitment that you've made. And this came up in the weekly energy card reading as well, but I really love it. It's book. And I love the way that she has those additional keywords like philosophy and intellect, knowledge, but it is also something that's a mystery. That's something that is coming to light. The letter I absolutely love. I just feel like, gosh, this looks like a Victorian, it looks like a Jane Austen kind of letter, but communication, mail, news, memos. Now, this is great. In the traditional Lenormand, you have a man and a woman. And again, in this deck, she does a man and a woman more than once. And I really like the way that she did it. But I can definitely get the fact that she has two pairs of couples helps when because later when you're talking about more than one person, sometimes it can be another individual, but it's still Lenormand. So I like this. So here you have man, and you see that, he's kind of like a gentleman, and you can see the you or the querent, the person you know, a fiance, spouse, love interest, boyfriend. And then you have the counterpart, which is the woman, which can also be you, a person you know, girlfriend, fiance, spouse, or love interest. Then here we have Lily, which is so beautiful. You got established ambition. I do see a lot of sexuality with this card, but I love the fact that she emphasizes that it can be ambition or experience or achievement, so that you know a lot. And here we have the sun, which is so beautiful. It's radiance, success, daytime. Um, Now the moon is really gorgeous too, and again, in Lenormand, the moon is different than the moon than how you see it in like the moon in tarot. It's more about subconscious and intuition, but it is about sensitivity, and it does represent the divine feminine, just like the divine masculine is represented by the sun. This is really great. I love the key because it talks about solutions, unlocking, and it's really great. When you think about clarity, you almost think like the Ace of Swords. The fish is really cute. I love the fact that she used goldfish and the fact it says resources, finance, but I like the fact that it says large quantity or multiply, because sometimes it can be about money, but sometimes it can be that, maybe something is increasing at a rapid pace. So, that sometimes that can be your good reputation or, your investment in something. Anchor is really beautiful because, of course, it talks about enduring, a solid, getting grounded, having fortitude. The keywords just really, in such a short word, she sums up so much. Now, the cross in this deck absolutely gets me. I think it's the most beautiful cross I've ever seen. And I love the fact that she talks about spirituality, divine guidance, conviction, kind of like a test of fate, the trials that bring you spiritual reward. And I think that's gorgeous. Now, this is where we officially end and start going into the non. So this is all Lenormand. This is traditional Lenormand right up to card number 36. Now we're going into the author, the creator's envisionment of what other emblems, symbolism. So she's got Archer, which I think is great. It's about being on target, careful aim, the go-to guy or girl, having a quick response. And goodness knows, sometimes this deck is so easy to use with other oracle decks because other oracle decks really do have symbolisms like that, like a bow and arrow, or if you see that next to Sagittarius or Jupiter energy. But you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is very much like tarot, but it's so great. It talks about karma and cycles, forces of the universe and destiny. I feel like cards like this really help me understand the regular tarot as well. This one is fabulous, and again, all of the artwork, every single image really speaks to me. There's not a single image I don't like in this deck. But you've got tracks, and I love how it says steady forward movement, autopilot, I think I can, way to go. So sometimes when you need that encouragement, it might be giving you advice. You've got wine, which is developing over time, family legacy, the good stuff, ages well. I think that's so great. Balance. Oh, this is so beautiful. Sometimes, again, it might be asking you to meditate or, well being, feeling complete, feeling balanced, or the need for balance. This card is amazing. I do use this a lot for relationship. I use this deck for relationship reads all the time, for myself and for others. But I love the fact that stalemate, you see this, it's like hold out, blocked, refusing to compromise, delay tactics. So if you're dealing with someone who's either being stubborn or kind of playing games, Lighthouse is really a great one. I really like this one because it's like warning, beware. So it's a little bit more of that, make a detour, vigilance. But the key word that I love is that it says use tact and diplomacy, right? So sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we might be quick to say something, but what it's telling you is it's like, okay, you do want to use a little bit of tact. There's danger ahead. So here you got tornado. I think this is really such a powerful image because sometimes it can be a tower moment, but also I like the way that it says breakdown, over and done, destroy, liberate. So sometimes if someone's going through a real tumultuous time in their life, maybe they got a lot going on, maybe they got a lot of changes coming, because sometimes, just like the towers, sometimes storms blow through and they break down what's not meant to remain, right? Snowflake is so gorgeous. I love it. It's perfect, precise, exquisite, unique, fragile. But I love this, and I love the fact that this usually comes up when if it comes up in a relationship read, it can be someone that you feel is just like one of a kind. The other, and also almost like Lighthouse, it can be telling you to handle carefully, right? You use kid gloves. Mortal and Pestle, I really like this one because it's about blending and brewing. But what I love about this is it says making something else. I sometimes get this card when I get frustrated. Like sometimes I've been through a situation in my life and I'm like, why in the heck did I have to go through that? And the universe is kind of telling you this is your opportunity to take, it is a little bit of take lemons and make lemonade, but it's telling you that there's something that you can use. Something from this situation can be transformed and made into something else. It's almost like a transitional kind of time for you. And here we've got broom, don't need it, unpleasant, clean up, feels good when it's over, unavoidable. So sometimes it can be just those things that you need to sweep away from your life or declutter. Um, Here we got bridge. I really like this one because it talks about communication, but it talks about overcoming barriers, like like meeting in the middle and compromising. So if you see this next to someone that you haven't talked to, maybe someone's trying to reach or trying to, what I think of in the movie, the Sex and the City movie, when Miranda reunites with her husband, they agree to, if they decide to get back together, they decide to meet halfway over the Brooklyn Bridge, which is the midway point between where both of them live. And I think of that, and I think of that card, that scene when I think of this card. Here we got the second child, and this time it's a boy. It has all of the same keywords, but I like the fact that, again, if you're doing an in-depth reading, if you are really talking about a child, it kind of indicates gender. Also, if you have more than one child, or maybe you have a beginning of something, it can kind of, it gives you a little bit more definition when you have more than one of that same character. Mask is really great. It talks about ego, disguise. I do always get a little bit. It's a little different than the Seven of Swords because sometimes it can be someone who's putting on a show or hiding their true feelings. The other thing is that sometimes it can be someone who's putting up a front for other reasons, like trying to be something that they're not. But head of the pack is a real cool one. I get a real sense of speed. The other thing that I get is finishing first, like someone's in the lead, right? And it does. This is the expression on these dogs' face. It looks like somebody. The other thing I get is this is someone who likes the thrill of competition. Like they like being the best. They like to be the person, the winner. Double rainbow is really beautiful. This does talk about divine intervention, perfect timing and serendipity. I do also just think of good luck and a good time. Rainbow after the rain. Stepping Stones is really beautiful. I really like this card because in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, the Queen of Cups has stepping stones at her feet. And it says process of arrival, baby steps, how to, step by step, way out. So I really love this because sometimes this really does come up as a like an advice card that just says, keep going, just go one step at a time. Now, oh gosh, guys, this is a great card, and you don't see this too much. I mean, you see it in some Oracle decks, but here you have the notorious third person card. And I really love that, the way that it has like a picture. And again, the fact that this deck has two sets of, two sets of man, two man, two women, two children. Because again, a third party situation doesn't have to necessarily be, love relationship. It can be other obstacles. But I love the fact that it says another person involved, someone else's influence. I really love that because sometimes it can be that. It can be a influence of a family member. It can be, someone acting a certain way for the benefit of a child, but it's affecting your relationship. But outside party, rival, and stranger, so again, a rival, sometimes it can be someone who's purposely trying to interfere with your relationship. But I love this one, clock, perfect timing, test of time, make time eventually. This one's really great. This is Milky Way, networking, marketing, social media, publicity, internet, fame, exposure. I think this is such a great card because again, with social media and social, being having a presence in the media world. This one is great. You have island, and again, that's another good symbol that you see a lot in oracle cards. You think the phrase "no man is an island," but foreign affairs, solo, isolation, standoffish, separation, estranged, lonely, spread out. And here we have compass. This is a beautiful one. I see this one in a lot of oracle decks, and I really like it. I do also think of, as an astrologer, I think of your true node, your north node or your true node. But it says true north, discovery, life path. That's very north nodish. Seeking truth or direction, finding your way. This also can be an advice card that just says, stay true to your true north, where your inner compass is leading you. Follow that. And here we have yarn. This also came up in the weekly energy card reading, but I like this one. It's kind of funny. The expression on the cat is kind of hysterical, but complicated circumstance, strung along, puzzling, all tied up, conundrum, unraveled, tangled. You think of someone getting into trouble, from their own drama. This is another love card, but this one is really quite beautiful. It kind of has kind of an ancient feel to it. It almost feels like a past life kind of love. But I love that it says Celtic knot, unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, and infinity, love of a lifetime. So if you do believe in soulmates or soul ties. Now the other card said rings, so it kind of meant commitment or a pact. But here it says diamond ring, and I like this because it says proposal, engagement, promise, partnership, agreement, next level. This one definitely clearly indicates like marriage and union. The other one could be a commitment like that you've made to someone, but this one is definitely like more of an engagement kind of card. And here we have a light bulb. I like this. It's like an aha moment. And let me just tell you, this is a beautiful image. Like she has like writing on the wall. Like you've heard, seeing the writing on the wall is what I think of. But reveal, realize, enlightenment, epiphany, invention. Maybe you discovered or you created something new. Magnifying glass, get more info, clarify, fine print. I do like this is that sometimes the details are right in front of you, but you might not be realizing it, or someone might be showing you something important, or you might be overlooking something, or like now we're in Mercury retrograde, you might want to be careful with the details. And here we have the other man, like there was a set of men, a man and a woman. Now we have another man, and I really love this because, again, when you're differentiating between two people in a read, but I love the fact that it says a person you know, a boyfriend, fiance, spouse, love interest, and again, it can be a different person than the other man. Or if you get the third party card, it could be the other man. Same thing with woman, and honestly, oh, it's such a beautiful image. I think, but this man and woman are they're just so handsome. Um, but you've got you are the current, a person you know, so it's all of the same keywords. The also thing that I love is that there is, there's the diversity in this deck. So if you need to help, kind of differentiate, that the cards might help with that. Here we have fireworks, and this is great. This is like passion, chemistry, hot sex, celebration, holiday, kissing. Um, this one's great. This is actually kind of like the Six of Wands. It's like victory, recognition, trophy, reputation, fame, goals, achievement. And if you see that with the head of the pack, you know someone is going to win, going to be the winner. This one came out in the weekly energy card reading too, but you've got magnet, desire, gravity, the little je ne sais quoi. Someone's just got that little something something that you can't resist. And you got the seduction and yearning. So you might be magnetized to someone, like you can't get out of someone's orbit. This one's really great because it's bellows, and I like this because this is that fan that you use on fireplaces to get a fire going. So it can be a catalyst, ignite, getting things going, full fuel, kindle flames, fan the flames. So sometimes that can also be advice. Just keep blowing on it, get the spark going, fan it into a fire. And that can be a creative endeavor as well, or you following a goal. And here you have waterfall. This is really beautiful, guys. A flood of emotion, an overflow, tears of sorrow or joy, a release, like an emotional release. Sometimes that could be someone who calls you up and spills their guts, or just lets it out, just lets it out, fulfillment. And then this one's a great one too. This is another really great image. It's ball and chain, addictions, codependent, trapped, emotional baggage, unhappily married. I see this sometimes with the devil, that helps clarify. And then this is great too. It's like church, religion, dogma, family values, marriage. So, it's so versatile. If you see this next to the engagement card, it could be, go into the chapel and I'm gonna get married. Or if you see this next to the tree, it can mean that it's your family religion, like it's very ingrained, it goes back generations. The other thing that I think of is sometimes if you see this next to like the third party card, it can be that you might have different religious beliefs than somebody else, and it might be interfering or causing a third party situation, right? Now, so that is the deck. This is the 72 cards, and again, isn't how awesome is this? It's an awesome deck. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to show you the backer bonus real quick. So the first backer bonus is the elements. So you've got the first is element of fire, creative, ego-centered, sexy, larger than life, passionate, inspired. So you think of Leo, Sag, and Aries. I'm sorry. Why am I forgetting that? And then you've got the element of earth, practical, grounded, solid, dutiful. So it can be an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or it could be, again, it could be asking you to get grounded. Sometimes this is advice, sometimes it's telling you to be more spirited, to lighten up, to be daring, or to be grounded. Here we have water, so this could be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, artistic, emotional, sensitive, fluid, compassionate. Could be describing someone that way, or telling you that you need to invoke that feeling. And then here, this is interesting. This is actually burning incense. So you can see the element of air, intellectual, curious, mental, clever, idealistic, inventive, cold, objective. I like the fact she uses both positive and negative keywords. But of course, that can be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. And this is great. This is where she gets into the signs. And in astrology, you have cardinal, which are the leaders, which are the Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, Cancer, and Who am I leaving out? Capricorn, Libra, Cancer, Aries, no? And then fixed signs are your Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. And then you've got your mutable signs, and that's the Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Virgo. Now, the beautiful thing about the cardinal signs is that they're always the leaders. They're the trendsetters. They get started. The thing about cardinal signs, we like to start things, but we don't finish very easily. We get excited about new ideas. But, oh, there you go, and a leader, yep. We do like to lead in new directions. The fixed signs are the get-it-doners. They're the people who finish stuff. They get stuff done. And here you've got the middle of the season. Stubborn, self-confident, stuck, purpose-driven, get-it-done, reliable. They are very reliable. They're like the cornerstones of the zodiac. And then you've got the mutable signs. So end of the season, wise, perfect touch, editor, see both sides, chameleon, adaptable. And goodness knows, they always say mutable signs are the verbal glue. They're the glue. They're the flexible ones, right? While the cardinals are off leading and the fixed signs are off getting stuff done, you guys help the cardinals and the fixed people stay together because you're flexible, right? And you communicate well. But this is, so this deck, came with these two together. You can buy it separately. And then she does have an add-on bonus. She has an add-on bonus that actually has all of the signs. She has Aries. I think also that add-on bonus has like the planets. I think she has another, she's done a lot of additions to this. And if you catch it on Kickstarter the next time that she comes out with the deck, it would be all included. So it's a wonderful deck. It's pretty reasonably priced if you just get the deck side of it, or I promise you once you see all of it, you're going to want to do the whole kit and caboodle. But the author's name is Kimberley Fisher. She is on Kickstarter. I will post all of her information in the description box, along with the hyperlink for the other Lenormand video collection that shows my other Lenormand decks. But definitely when this deck comes available again, I will be on the lookout for it, and I will let you know here on my channel and post all the data about it. I highly support it. I think this is a beautiful deck. It's very well done, and honestly, if I only had to choose one Lenormand deck, this would probably be a contender for that one, even though I love them all very dearly. So. All right, but I thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. If you are liking the content on my channel, I would be very honored if you would like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.